This is Chandler Waller for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to be joined by promoter Francis Warren. Francis, first of all, how are you doing?
Oh, good, thank you. I'm very good. Looking forward to tomorrow's show. Looking forward to a good Christmas. And looking forward to starting 2020 with a bang. When we announce our shows for next year.
Let's start off with the main event. Dubois, Fujimoto. What do you know of Fujimoto and what does he bring to the party tomorrow night?
Listen, it's heavyweight boxing. And these big guys, they can always bring a surprise. What I know about Fujimoto is he's got a ranking with the WBA. He was approved by the WBC for the vacant silver title. So as far as getting Daniel pushed on in rankings and picking up some more belts, he ticks the boxes. He's not going to have flown all the way around the world nearly to just lie down. He's going to come here, have a go at Daniel because it'd be a big scalp for him. Definitely the biggest fight of his life. But if Daniel's not switched on, and that goes for any of these fights. If Daniel wasn't switched on against Larty, for example, that guy came and had a go. Eminidez Tete didn't. But if someone like Richard Larty came over and it could have sprung a surprise, had Daniel not been switched on and backed off when he did, you never know what might have happened. So it's the same sort of predicament Daniel finds himself in against Fujimoto. He's got to be on the ball, be on the button, and I'm sure if he does hit him on the button, he'll be curtains, but he's got to get there first.
Now, like you said, the WBC silver title is on the line. There are a lot of belts, obviously, but the WBC silver is one of them that is sort of regarded to very close to getting a world title shot. It's going to push him up a lot on the ranking, surely, with the WBC. Is that the sort of path that you're looking to take with Dubois down the WBC?
We're not necessarily looking at one particular path. He's number 6 of the WBO. He's defending his international title, so he's already, heavily involved with the WBO. I made an application to the WBC, and their president, the Silver president, Mike George, had a conversation with Mauricio Suleiman about Daniel getting involved with the WBC, and they're more than happy to welcome him with open arms into that family as well. He's ranked with the IBF. He's a Commonwealth champion, British champion, and will surely be put in the WBA rankings when he beats Fujimoto at the weekend. So it's about giving Daniel as many options as possible. I think if you could identify a world champion at the moment, internally we've had conversations about it. I've certainly got my personal feelings on who he could go for at the moment, but it's not just about winning world titles; it's about defending them, and it's about being able to have the free rein to be able to pick who you want to fight, which is going to benefit his development. I think my father made a statement on Wednesday, said about that, he would make the fight with Anthony Joshua tomorrow. I think Daniel and Anthony would be a fantastic fight. But you see the predicament Anthony finds himself in. He's just had a great result out in Saudi, and already it's, do we go WBO, do we go IBF, is it Pulev, is it Usyk? He's already got that situation. So for me, it's about being able to be free for Daniel to be able to make the fights that continue his development and gain him good, not just good credibility in terms of winning the fights, but in terms of accepting the right fights at the right time and making his way up the rankings and getting the timing right with it.
There's also Liam Williams versus Alantez Fox for the WBL WBL World Title Final Eliminator. What are your thoughts on that fight?
Yeah, if Liam beats Alantez Fox, he goes in at number 1. It's for the Intercontinental title as well. Liam was, until recently, the BC Silver champion. He's decided to go the WBO route. I think it's a great fight for Liam. Looks very fired up, and as he said on Wednesday, he's an angry man. No one makes him angry. He's already an angry man. So, it's an opportunity like this for Liam is overdue. We tried for a long time for him to fight to defend his WBC silver title against a guy who just in the end just talked a good game but just didn't want to fight him. And in the end, the best route for Liam opened up was the WBO. This will put him firmly in the position to be fighting for a world title in the middle of next year. and we'll be knocking on the door for Andrade. And if he can make the fight, then great. If not, then it'll have to go to a mandatory situation, and we get into it that way.
And Sonny Edwards versus Marcel Braithwaite for the British super flyweight.
It's big time. Really fancies it. But I've never seen Sonny look so calm and confident. So it's an interesting one. I mean, I rate Sonny. I think I wouldn't say underrated. Maybe not as appreciated as he should be. He's phenomenal. Some of the things he does, he's just sitting there, it's like jaw drop moment. Work on the inside, head movement's brilliant, his footwork's amazing. I could listen to him talk about boxing for hours and hours and hours. Probably one of the intelligent boxing people out there at the moment. But Marcel's come, he's come down here full of fire and took a fight with Sonny that no one else in the country wanted to fight. No one else in the country wanted to fight him. Other people vacated belts to avoid this fight. So you've got to give Marcel full credit. But he's not just coming down here for a pat on the back. He's coming down here to try and do a job on Sonny. And I love the fact that Sonny's, rather than continuing with the international scene, he's sort of, some people may see it maybe putting a bit of a break on, pulling the handbrake up a little bit on his career development. But he wants that British title. And I've got nothing but admiration for the fact that he wants to win that British title, to say he's a British champion. It's a great fight. Two British lads, both got big ambitions, but no one looking past the other one. I think it's a fantastic fight. Potentially fight of the night, that one. And
Tommy Fury also returning to the ring. Just good to see him back.
Yeah, it's good to see him back. The muscles are back. He looks in phenomenal shape. You wouldn't think he's been on holiday over the summer for like 6-7 weeks. He was in that villa. He's definitely been looking after himself. He's been in great shape. He's really excited to be back boxing, to be back in the mix of things, and it's almost like career starting again a little bit. He had 2 fights and his hiatus and done what he's done, and I think fantastic. Good luck to him for doing, for taking the opportunity to go and earn some good money doing, I suppose you call it the celebrity thing. But he's back to a serious business of boxing now, and his father John is. I don't need assurances, but he's told us this, he's not doing this for any other reason than to develop himself into a title challenger. But step by step, and step 1's on Saturday.
Just quickly on Tommy Fury, what did you make of the split between him and Ricky Hatton?
I have to talk to them about it. I just want Tommy to be in the best frame of mind and the best, with the guys who help him train the best. And Ricky's a phenomenal trainer, phenomenal man in British boxing, and everyone's got nothing but respect for him. And Tommy's said, come out and said that as well. But it's not for me to comment on. It's not. We're not prying and looking over the fence at whatever's gone on. Tommy is where he is. He's down here with his father, and that's it.
Just a couple of fights so I do want to speed through with you quickly. Start off with Joyce versus Huck, which was recently announced. Great to finally get that over the line, I'm sure. We'll be expecting to see that on BT Sport. When can we get an announcement for that?
We shall see.
How do you see that fight going?
I think Joe be too big for him, too strong for him. Huck caused Povetkin big problems, didn't he, in their fight years ago. But that's the best I've seen Huck at heavyweight. So, we're talking years ago, and we're talking about Joe Joyce, who is getting to the prime of his career. Who's talking about fighting guys like Jarrell Miller and Povetkin and Carlos Takam, and been chasing down certain other British heavyweight, which I'm not going to go into detail about for a while now. So. I can't see Huck causing Joe Joyce too many problems.
There's been some recent talk about Shucker Stevenson and Josh Warrington getting it on in a great unification bout. Is that in the making? Are we going to see that in 2020, in the early part of 2020?
Josh Warrington is, for me, the biggest success story in British boxing in the last decade, without a doubt. I think he's an absolute gentleman. His father, Sean, is just an absolute superstar as well. And if anyone deserves a unification slot, a shot, and a career-defining fight, it's Josh Warrington. Shako Stevenson seems to want it, so I think Josh should get his wish at some point next year. The whole city leads behind him. The whole of the UK is going to be behind him that night. It would be an absolutely, behemoth of an event, and we're not, it's getting there. It's getting there. Listen, if anyone deserves it, Josh Warrington deserves it.
And just finally, Wilder Fury 2, 22nd of February, I believe that's right. Still waiting on an official announcement, but just talk to me about that fight. How are the sort of makings of that fight going?
Well, it's the fight that both guys have agreed to do, so it's just about just getting confirmation of the date. Wilder came through. I mean, the big worry for me was not necessarily the result. It was, say if Wilder had got an injury similar to Tyson's cut or something like that, twisted ankle or just one of those things. But he's injury free, so it shouldn't be long until we get some confirmation on that.
Do you think that fight will play out any differently compared to the last fight?
I hope so, because I hope we get the fair result this time. To put it bluntly, but without being facetious about it, it's not. I'm not talking about decisions and referees. I think no one can deny Tyson won that first fight. I mean, and the swing in the Wilder's favour for the judge that gave it to him by 5-6 rounds was just unbelievable. It was just ridiculous. You even see it again last night. React 4 and Massey. It's just what's going on. But there's some serious. I don't think Tyson will want to leave it to chance this time, and I can't see the guy particularly adapting their game plan, because they both did what they were good at very, very well in that last one. Deontay got to Tyson, really got to him once. The first knockdown wasn't a big one, but Tyson boxed his head off for 11 of 12. Oh, actually. Boxed his head off after he got back up off the canvas in the 12th round. So would Tyson do anything different? I think he probably just want to step on the gas a little bit more to make sure that in the rounds that maybe that a judge might think, it's a 50-50 round. It swings it more in a 60-40, 70-30 round. But listen, Tyson's the best heavyweight on the planet by far, and if you're the best already, what have you got to improve on? You've just got to make sure that he gets a fair rub of the green.
Okay, well, Francis Warren, I think that just about sums up everything. Thank you very much for your time speaking to myself and Boxing Social.
Pleasure. Thanks a lot, mate. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.